All right, welcome back to the saga of the Celestine Company. They made it through their first foray into these forgotten Dwarven halls, but believe me, their troubles are just getting started. In this 9th journal entry, we're going deep with them, where ancient traps and some pretty nasty surprises are waiting. Yeah, things are about to get a whole lot messier.
So, to set the scene, let's remember where we left off. Our heroes just barely survived a nasty ambush by a swarm of stirges. You know, those awful blood-sucking things. They were hurt, low on magic, and basically staring down this dark, wet pit where the creatures came from. This quote here really nails it. They're battered, for sure, but they're not broken, and they're steeling themselves for what they know they have to do next, plunge right into that darkness.
Okay, so before they dive in, let's do a quick check-in on where everyone's head is at, because it's super important for what's coming. First up, Xayah. The half-elf cleric really took a beating in that last fight. She's the heart of the group, right? The divine anchor. And the thing about Xayah is she's not just thinking about patching herself up. Nope, she's already focused on how she's going to protect everyone else. Her focus is always on the team. Then you've got Takklin, our Dwarven paladin. And for him, this is, well, it's personal. This isn't just some random dungeon crawl. It's a pilgrimage back to the halls of his ancestors. Every dead end feels like a personal insult, and every carving in the rock is a potential clue. That personal stake is everything. It gives him a unique way of seeing this place. And trust me, that perspective is about to become absolutely critical.
And Irie, the halfling rogue? Oh, she is in her element down here. You know, where most of us would just see a boring stone wall, she sees possibilities. A hidden switch, maybe a loose brick, the telltale signs of a trap. Her sharp eyes and even sharper wits are basically the party's #1 insurance policy against whatever tricks this mountain has up its sleeve.
Let's not forget Tango, our Ericocrar ranger. He's the planner. The guy who's always thinking 5 steps ahead. Remember that flask of alchemist's fire he's been lugging around? Well, that's a perfect example of what he's all about. It might seem like a small thing, just one more item in his pack, but it's a symbol of his whole philosophy. Preparation is what makes the difference between being a survivor and being a statistic.
And rounding out the party, we have Winter, the young sorceress. For her, this place isn't just dead stone. It's alive, it's humming with the echoes of ancient magic. She's not just exploring a ruin, she's feeling the leftover power in the very air. And that connection to the unseen, it gives her a kind of insight that's both a huge advantage and sometimes a little dangerous.
All right, the only way is down. Sounds ominous, right? Well, after resting up, they start looking for a way forward, but no luck. They find a collapsed tunnel and then this huge, fancy door that doesn't open. It doesn't do anything. It really looks like they've hit a wall, literally.
But remember what I said about Tacklin's perspective? This is where it pays off. While everyone else is kicking the door in frustration, he's looking closer. He's not just seeing a door. He's seeing the craftsmanship, the story told in the stone. He's tracing the lines, totally focused, and you can just see the gears turning as he starts to figure out a puzzle the others didn't even know they were looking at.
And here's the big reveal. It was never a door to begin with. It's what's known as a Dwarven deception. It's basically an architectural feature designed to look like a passage, but is really just a super intricate carving. It's meant to fool trespassers and, at the same time, honor their ancestors. Once Takklin figures this out, the realization dawns on all of them. There's only one path left, the one they've been avoiding. Down.
So, next up, Nest, Flame, and Ash. The party begins this long descent. We're talking a spiral staircase that goes down over 1,000 feet into the guts of the mountain. And as they get deeper, they start to hear it. That awful, familiar buzzing. Uh-oh, they've found the main Stirge nest. And finding this thing head-on? That would be suicide. A total bloodbath.
But this is Irie's time to shine. She's not about charging in. Her brain is all about tactics. She spots the heart of the problem, a disgusting, writhing nest of larvae. And then she has a light bulb moment. She turns to Tango, borrows that alchemist's fire, and with one perfect toss, boom, the whole nest goes up in flames. They take out one panicked survivor, and that's it. Problem solved. Brains, not brawn.
Okay, so after the fire dies down, they're poking around in the ashes and they find something pretty incredible. Takklin uncovers the body of a long-dead Dwarven sorcerer. And guess what? He's still clutching a wand that's faintly humming with magic. It's a perfect find for Winter. She takes it, this connection to a powerful magic user of the past. Now it's up to her to figure out what it can do.
All right, things are about to get really messy. The bear's uncaging. The party pushes on, squeezing through another narrow tunnel, and they come out into this huge cavern. And the scene waiting for them is wild. There's a giant, furious brown bear trapped in a rusty iron cage, and it is not happy. And standing guard are two nasty-looking, hissing troglodytes. You can just feel the tension.
So, let's break down the situation. On one side, you've got the company, already tired and wounded. On the other, you've got this ticking time bomb, two stinky troglodytes and one very angry bear in a cage. It's a classic standoff. Everyone's just staring, waiting for someone to make the first move. The whole room feels like a powder keg, just waiting for a spark.
And there's the spark. The cage breaks, with this unbelievable roar of rage and the sound of screeching, twisting metal. The bear just demolishes its prison. And just like that, the standoff is over. Absolute, total chaos erupts. So now, it's a complete three-way brawl. The troglodytes immediately turn on the bear. The bear, seeing red, just starts attacking everything. And our heroes, they're stuck right in the middle, fighting for their lives. It's a whirlwind of claws and teeth. And who's the anchor in all this mess? Takklin. He plants his feet, shield up, holding the line and creating openings for the others. In the end, they take down the bear and one troglodyte, while the other one scurries off into the darkness.
Okay, new section. A glimmer in the rot. After that insane fight, the party needs a minute to breathe and to figure out what's next. So Irie does what she does best. She uses her enchanted cloak, transforms into a bat, and flies silently down a narrow passage to scout ahead. Just a classic, clever rogue move.
And as she flies, the whole vibe changes. The noise of the battle fades away, and it gets dead quiet. The only light is from this strange, pale fungus that's growing all over the walls, making everything glow with this ghostly light. It's kind of beautiful, but also super creepy.
Yeah, that beautiful glow, it's a total fake-out. The deeper she goes, the worse the air gets. It's thick with the smell of rot, and she starts seeing bodies, piles of half-dissolved corpses being eaten away by that glowing fungus. This place isn't just quiet, it's a graveyard. And then, in the middle of all this death and decay, she sees it. A gleam of silver. It's a sword, and it's perfect, absolutely pristine, not a spot of rust or rot on it, shining like it was just made. The contrast between this perfect weapon and the filth all around it is just wrong. It's completely unnatural.
So this brings us to a huge moment for Irie. The Hall's Whisper. Wisdom over greed. I mean, she's a rogue, a treasure hunter. This is the jackpot, right? A priceless silver sword just sitting there? But every single one of her instincts, sharpened by near-death experiences, is screaming at her that this is a trap.
She asks herself the million-dollar question. Why would a perfect blade like this be just left here? It just doesn't add up. It's too clean, too easy. And she realizes the sword isn't the prize. It's the bait. The whole setup, the glowing fungus, the bodies, the sword, it's all one big, nasty trap. So she chooses wisdom over greed. She turns around and flies back to her friends without ever touching it.
And so for now, the company rests. They are beat up, their nerves are shot, but they're alive. They've outsmarted dwarven traps, torched a monster nest, and survived a three-way deathmatch. But Irie's discovery proves that the biggest threat down here might not be a roaring beast, but something much quieter, much smarter, and much more patient. The question is, what exactly is waiting for someone to pick up that pretty silver sword?